Hi everyone, this is Crystal Montes. I'm doing this screencast presentation since I have EOC courses, and as you all know, we are like less than 30 some days away from the English 1 and English 2 star administrations. So I took a cue from Chris Molina from the math department, and I saw that he did a screencast, so I'm gonna present this way so I don't have to be out of class. On February 6th, last week we went to Edinburg ISD to go and check out what they were doing over there, what they were doing differently over there. Okay, so here's the PowerPoint. The Tiger team consisted of Mr. Pro, Mr. Guerra, myself, and Ms. Sarasua. Edinburgh's demographics, they have 31 elementary schools, 7 middle schools, 4 high schools, and in total 34,500 students. The purpose for the visit to Edinburgh was for us to just go and experience what that district is doing. It was a great visit. We learned many different things that they're doing over there. So we would like to share them with our campus, Martin High School. They actually have been working on their process and they saw a need for change. They started 10 years ago. Okay, so 10 years ago, before the superintendent from Edinburgh, Dr. Gutierrez, took the position, he saw that there was an inconsistency between campuses, campus-based assessments, campus-based curriculum, kind of similar to what we have now in our district. So he saw that there was a need for change there to for the betterment of the district. He had a shared vision. His main focus, he mentioned with his main office personnel, has and will always be curriculum and instruction. He did mention it is the driving force for his school district, so he has curriculum writing. In that curriculum, they have the scope and sequence. It's aligned to the TEKS. They make sure it covers all the STAR assessment. How their district calendar differs from ours is that they are year round. They have traditional scheduling versus us that we have block schedules. So they have, let's say, an English course all semester long, 55 minutes each period. So they do not test twice. So they don't front load because they don't have the same scheduling that we do. So really, they only test either in April for the English administrations or in May for math, science, bio, and social studies. Okay, so I really liked that we got to see their curriculum. They are very aligned to what the state and the current trends that are going on in our state. They did share their logistics as per their staffing, their printing protocols that they do when they do curriculum guides, uh, some tips for purchasing supplemental resources and stuff like that. And they also, one of the things that they share in common with us is they're very technology and data driven, just like we are. And right now I'll be mentioning the rollout of the curriculum writing. They, like I mentioned previously, they are very, very data driven. They do data analysis every cycle that they test, whether it be a benchmark, a CBA, anything like that. The principal, she is extremely hands-on. We got to go into the classrooms and really see all the teachers in their zone, and it was actually really great to see that. So we got to have a tour of all the facilities as well. This is what really stood out for me was the curriculum writing. They have curriculum for all subjects, including the ESL courses. Now, what I really liked there was that their curriculum is written by their top teachers. How Dr. Gutierrez explained was that he gets his top, the highest scoring teachers for each subject, and they get together the whole month of June and they work on curriculum. They are in charge of their curriculum for all of the district. They do meet every single June of each school year because, as you know, there's constant updates. There's tweaking to do, the TEKS. We're about to get new ELA TEKS for in 2020. So they do modify their curriculum on a need base depending on whatever's going on within our state. A big component that has led to Edinburgh's continuous improvement is that they focus on the importance of curriculum and instruction. Like I mentioned before, they update their curriculum for all subjects every single summer. Here is a layout of their model of instruction. As you can see, you do have the branch where the EOC exams come out. They do have the blended learning, what they do there, and additional instruction with focus on the special populations. The high school we got to see, I found it very interesting because the principal stated that, oh, we have a lot of LEP students. So I did ask how many LEP students they had, and she said 340. And when we told her we had 1,100 LEP students, she was like, oh, in your whole district? We're like, nope, just Martin High School. So she was very shocked that our high school has 1,100 or more so ELOs. As a Tiger team, we got to visit Edinburgh High School. Right off the bat, we got to visit and get a tour of the whole school. Something that really stood out for us and was immediate right away was that it was very print rich environment. It just basically means that there was many forms of print, signs, labeled centers, posters, charts, bulletin boards all over. And it was very refreshing to see a very interactive campus per se. Another thing that we really liked, and I've seen in some UISD campuses as well, not just Edinburgh, was that the teacher credentials are outside their doors. They have the tutorial hours as well as their classroom schedules. Like I mentioned before, they do have traditional scheduling, which is why they have 8 periods versus us, our 6 periods that we have. They have a huge emphasis on CCMR. As you know, our accountability has shifted. Before the main focus, one of the main focus for any campus was EOC administration, but now there is the college career and military readiness. Their goal is for 100% of ECISD seniors to graduate with at least one indicator for CCMR. Their students are required to attend not only EOC tutorials, but they have TSI tutorials, SAT tutorials, ACT. A note that the principal made was that they don't let the kids take the TSI until they, did maybe 2, 3, 4 hours of tutorials with a teacher, just, to let them have some sort of practice instead of just taking the test. I know we do have TSI courses here at Martin High School, and that is helping us greatly with our accountability. Here are their EOC results for ELA in 2018. They were at 61% approaches, 36% meets, and masters 3%. Another thing, Edinburgh High School had anchor charts displayed around their campus and every single classroom. All were ELA based to help students recall strategies. So this is going to lead into our initiative that we do have. Today you'll be getting the ELA posters for your classrooms that we created after the visit to Edinburgh. Here is just some student work in one of the classrooms that I stayed behind in to observe the teacher. She actually was an ESL teacher. However, it really piqued my interest because the strategy that she was using seemed elementary level, but for type of ELLs that we have here at Martin High School, as I dialogued with my department, we found that, it's something that we can use. So we will start implementing this strategy, the who, what, when, where, and how, and it is targeted for paragraph development. So I really enjoyed learning that strategy there. We also, Mr. Pro really liked these rubrics for the essays. For English 1, you know that in our EOCs, students have to write expository essays. So they had a rubric here. What we really liked was that they're very colorful, they're very simplified. I already started using it in class, and the kids call it the emoji rubric. As you can see, it has a happy face. If they get a 4 or 3, these are the scores that our kids need to get to pass the star. And they also had one for English 2. As you know, in the English 2 EOCs, they write persuasive essays. So we already started implementing this as last week. And here are some anchor charts that they have all over around the campus, not just in ELA courses. Okay, and these are some more. Okay, so for when it came to biology, for their 2018 STAR results, they were at 85% approaches, 44% meets, and 10% masters. So as you see, they do have a lot of meets levels, a lot of masters. So they are doing great there too as well. These are some pictures that we also took there from a bio class. They do have, like I mentioned, their curriculum guide. So they have posters of their TEKs that they streamline in their lessons. And then right here was an agenda from one of the classroom boards. They do have here some more anchor charts. The math results, I know Martin High School, we beat them. We were at 97%. They had 80% approaches, meets 36%, and mastery of 10%. Here are some more anchor charts. Ms. Sarasua, who was in our Tiger team, she really did enjoy this tidbit here. They do have a daily problem of the day for their math courses. So shout out to the math department. For their social studies scores, they were at 83% approaches, 52% meets, and 23% masters. So overall, this visit to Edinburgh was very informative, and we really enjoyed it. And we are very thankful that we got to go and visit this campus. They were extremely welcoming. They were extremely, happy to have us. And for a district to be very welcoming like that was very, good to see. So thank you all very much for your attention.